Welcome back
to Marriage Beyond the Veil.
Well, we're down to the wire here. I'm going to hit some points with the married one about things, little nuggets that she can give you guys about marriage that she's learned over the years. So today, what came to mind was alterations.
Yes.
So what are alterations, Gail?
So alterations would be considering things that you change. So when you buy a garment and a garment needs to be changed, whether it needs to be shortened, the pants shortened, or it maybe need to be taken in or even let out.
Okay.
And so those will be alterations. So in a marriage or in a love relationship, alterations. What are some of the alterations that you might need to make? So think about the changes that you might need to make a garment fit.
Let it out, shorten, take it in. Let's see. So let's start with a change. So it could be something as simple as altering the way you
garner your day.
Yeah.
Okay, so say for instance, if you're an early riser.
Okay.
And you're used to getting up and, you know, starting that day, turn on TV, whatever have you, in a room. But now you're married and your partner, or you're in a love relationship, and you're living together, and your partner is not that person.
Right.
So what alterations might have to make in order to make that work?
Okay.
Now here's the thing, and I'm just going to sort of cut to the chase with alterations.
Okay.
There's some alterations that you make that are good. So if pants are too long or whatever, you might want to shorten them. So, you know, if you're in the bathroom and you only have one bathroom, you might want to shorten your time that you're in there.
Okay.
But there are some alterations that you make that may not be in your best interest.
Okay.
You know, and so say for instance, if you get something taken in, but you haven't taken off the weight yet.
Okay.
Okay, so that's an alteration that probably wouldn't be in your best interest. You know, in a love relationship, there are things that you can make changes and that make sense to make changes, but there are also things that, why would I get something taken in to a size 4 and I'm a size 8?
Right, right. It's moving too fast, or you're doing something that maybe is not sustainable, or achievable, or measurable.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so in a love relationship, it's the same thing. You know, when you're making alterations, you should not alter yourself or who you are or the things that you do or believe in so drastically that you can't fit into that.
Wow. Wow. That's big.
Okay?
That's big.
That you can't fit into that. And, you know, so I can honestly say that, you know, in Fred and our marriage, I have to laugh because, you know, looking back on 35 years, you know, were there times that I altered myself or made alterations to make sure that I fit into that mold of what I thought he wanted me to be or what he wanted me to do? There were times I did, but never so drastically that I felt like I wasn't myself or that I was trying to squeeze into a size 4 and I was really a size 8.
Wow. So, for example, what would be some alteration that you made that was positive?
So some of the alterations that I made that were definitely positive was, you know, the foods that I cooked.
Okay.
You know, Fred has a condition. And so, you know, I had to be careful about the way that I put foods together. That was an alteration that I made. Another alteration that I made was, and this one was hard. This one was really hard. Was trust.
Okay.
You know, I was not a trusting person.
Okay.
So it took decades for me to get to the point where I could trust him. That was an alteration in something that I said I would never do. I said I would never ever trust another male in my life.
Wow, that's serious.
You heard, you do. But he proved, there's the nuggets. He proved himself worthy of my trust.
Of your trust.
Okay. Now, do you remember when he had the job, we was selling the meat?
Yes.
And Lord, this was really before we had cell phones, and I didn't know where he was at. I'd be stressing out because it'd be dark, you know. But like I said, alterations. I digress. Alterations. You don't want to do something that is not sustainable, or something that you can never fit inside that mold.
Right.
You know, if you are in a love relationship with someone that wants you to be something or someone that you're not, if that's genuinely who you aren't, guess what? Regardless of what you do, it's not going to change.
Okay.
You are who you are because God created you that way. Psalm 139:16.
Well, with that, alterations. You are who you are. You change only if you can.
That's right. So until tomorrow,
if the Lord says the same,
have a good evening.
Have a good evening.